Conventional loans are fantastic things that are going to help us to buy real estate, to buy a home to live in, to buy a house to rent out as a business and have a rental property that makes us money. Now, conventional loans, usually they would be considered like a mortgage from a general bank. Normal banks will give you a normal interest rate that everybody else is very, very similar, very competitive. But there are some tips I'm going to give you, some pros and cons about what a conventional loan is. And I'll even share with you how you can start investing in real estate with a conventional loan. Hey guys, my name is Dustin Heiner with Master Passive Income, and I want to show you how to quit that job, that JOB, that just overbooked job, by investing in real estate rental properties so you never, ever have to work a job again. Now, let me tell you what a conventional loan is and be more specific in what it is. A conventional loan would be mostly from a bank, a normal bank like Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, big banks, but also smaller banks and regional banks, local banks, banks that are just in your own area, or even just private money. But what a conventional loan is, basically, they are fixed rate loans. Basically, the interest rate is fixed for the entire life of the loan, and it's a set duration. So the average right now is a 30-year conventional loan, conventional fixed rate loan, and the interest rates are really low right now. In fact, right now it's crazy low, how low it is. But I know some people are getting as low as 2.75 or 2.5 interest rate on a conventional loan. That's absolutely unheard of. So back in like the 80s, it was as high as like 17% interest. That's nuts. Like, that's so much money in interest that prices were really, really low. So with a conventional loan, it really just fluctuates over time. What other banks are doing, as well as what the Federal Reserve is doing. Federal Reserve, if you don't know what that is, it's basically a bunch of banks got together, created a massive regular bank that it says to everybody, this is the interest rate that we're going to charge between banks. Long story short, without confusing you, it's a big bank of a bunch of different banks that tell everybody this is what we think should go on to help the economy. Don't get me started down the Federal Reserve. Let's just keep on conventional rates because I have my own thoughts on the Federal Reserve. But so conventional rates usually trail a little bit after the Federal Reserve. Let's say the Federal Reserve increases interest from like it's at 3% now, goes up to 4% or 5%, and it goes up. The mortgage rates, the conventional mortgage rates, will eventually follow. It takes a little bit of time, but maybe 2 or 3, 4, 5 months, eventually it'll follow, just like recently. Back in, I want to say it's January to February, the Federal Reserve lowered the interest to zero. It was zero. How's interest zero? That's just crazy. But anyways, they lowered it to zero. And originally, the mortgage rates for conventional loans were like 5%, 4.5%, 5%. But when it went down to zero, it was like, oh, wow, it's zero. Now, let's see what's going to happen to the mortgage. I was always telling all my real estate investing students, so I teach people how to invest in real estate. And with Master Passive Income, I'm a real estate wealth builders. And as I was telling them, the mortgage rates will eventually follow. It always does. I've never not seen it follow. And sure as it was right as rain, it was right about April. You saw the interest rates go from like 5 all the way down to 3.1, 3.2. Right now, 2.8. And this is like July. This is like 8 months later after you had the Federal Reserve lower the interest rate. So long story short, fast forwarding everything now, your interest rate is dictated by the other banks in the area or all the other banks. Now, a conventional loan will have different terms in them. Now, it would have a few things like how long is the loan going to be? Is it going to be a 10-year loan? Is it going to be a 20, 25, 30-year loan? Now, on average, it's about a 30-year loan is what most people get because it gets the price of the monthly payments down lower. And usually interest rates are pretty comparable there. But your other part of your term is your interest. How much you would be paying in interest every single year or throughout the entirety of the loan. That's your interest rate. So you put those two together, time and interest, and that's how much you pay in your interest. Now, as you're doing your conventional loan, you talk to a mortgage broker, you talk to the bank, because this is the next step. How do you find a conventional loan? How do you find a conventional mortgage? How do you get these so you can buy a house? Super, super simple. Like literally, it's the most simple thing you could ever probably do. Literally call up any bank. Call up Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, say, hi, I'd like to buy a house. Who do I talk to? They will literally say, oh, I got the person right for you. And they'll transfer it to their mortgage person. But this is what I like to do. Out of all I own 30 plus rental properties. They make me $250 a month in passive income. And with those properties, I use conventional loans. I use private money. I've literally used credit cards. That's an advanced strategy. Don't do that unless you know what you're doing. But I've used conventional loans plenty. The best way to get the best rate, to get the lowest fees, because there's also fees. That's another thing I'll talk about, the pros and cons. There are fees involved. The best thing that I've ever done is call up mortgage brokers, not a specific bank, but mortgage brokers. And you might be thinking, well, how do I find a mortgage broker? Super simple. Every single state has mortgage brokers. A mortgage broker in a certain state might not lend in another state. So what I would suggest is go to any search engine and literally type in, like if you're living in Tennessee and you want a Tennessee mortgage broker, type in Tennessee mortgage broker. And you're going to find any mortgage broker that is lending in Tennessee, as well as you can even find nationwide lenders. But you call up any single one of those. And what I usually do, a pro tip I'm going to give you, you want to talk to at least 3 different mortgage brokers, because you're going to get their rates, how much they're going to charge for getting the loan. It could be, $2,000 to get the loan from them. Like you're literally paying them to do work to give you the loan. You might pay $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, whatever it might be. You want to get their rates. You also want to see how much their interest rates are, because different mortgage companies, different banks, different lenders, they all have different mortgage rates. So what you want to do is you actually want to call around to see what everybody else has. On top of that, you're going to see what type of rates they have for the terms, like how long the interest is going to be for the next 30 years, 20 years, 15 years, or so on and so forth. I'll tell you literally what I'm doing in this time right now. I'm refinancing one of my rental properties. And mind you, this is an investment property. It's not my personal residence. It's not a second home. It's an investment property, which has higher than average interest rate. I'm getting a 20-year fixed mortgage with a 3.125, I think, interest rate. That is nuts. That is so low. I was refinancing out of like almost a 5% interest rate down to almost a 3%. I'm going to be saving so much money. In fact, that money's going into my pocket. So this is how you do it. You basically find your mortgage brokers by going around and shopping around. Literally do an internet search. You're going to find loads and loads of them. And there's another type of loan called an FHA loan. It's backed by the federal government. It's a Federal Housing Administration loan. And I have a whole video on that. Check in the description for that. I have a whole brand new video for that as well, teaching you how to use an FHA loan. The great thing about FHA loan, just a spoiler, is you only have to put 3.5% down payment. So if you're buying a house for $100,000, you only have to put $3,500 down. So check that video. I'm going to describe all that. At the same time, I even am going to compare both. I have another video, check in the description, for both the conventional loan and the FHA loan, comparing them both so you can make the best decision. So that's going to be an all-encompassing video, so check out that one as well. And the next thing you need to do is to subscribe to my channel and like this video, because I'm giving out at least 3 videos a week showing you how to invest, how to be wealthy, how to make money. So subscribe to my channel and like this video and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every single time I put out a great investing video. Now, the pros of having a conventional loan is, the number one is you can have a lower interest rate. Usually when you have a conventional loan, it's one of the lowest interest rates you can possibly get. And that is beautiful because you can buy a bigger house or have less in payments. It just helps you because you're paying less in total interest. And another great pro about having a conventional loan is you can get bigger loans, like get more dollar amount for your loan. You can get jumbo loans that are over $1 million or $1.5 million or $2 million for these homes or more. There's less criteria than opposed to like an FHA loan. Another great thing is there's very little restrictions on the type of house you can buy. You can buy a single family home. You can buy a condo. You can buy a duplex, a fourplex, a triplex. You can buy any one of these types of homes. You can buy land with them. Now, when you do that, you're just making sure that the bank is okay with it. Once they're okay with it, it's just a regular fixed loan. They give out so many of these loans. In fact, they love doing this because they make so much money. Every single conventional loan, you're probably paying, if you're going to get a 30-year loan, you're going to pay double how much you actually borrowed. Let's say you borrowed $150,000 to buy a house. You're probably going to pay $300,000 total after 30 years is up back to the bank. So they're going to make twice their money back. It's a racket, but hey, you wouldn't have that house if you didn't have this loan. And another great reason why you want a conventional loan is if you put 20% down, which is a criteria, if you put 20% down, so of a $100,000 house, you put $20,000 down, you're not going to pay PMI, which is private mortgage insurance. That private mortgage insurance is basically extra money coming out of your pocket every single month if you have to pay PMI. With a conventional loan, you don't have the PMI. Now let's talk about some negatives or some cons for the conventional loan. Now, like I said, I bought many properties with a conventional loan, but the downside is, one big one is, usually it's about 20% down payment. That's what most banks require, is 20%. Now, if you're buying a $200,000 house, 20% is $40,000. Not everybody has $40,000 to be able to buy a property. That's a lot of money. Now, another thought is you can also get 15% down payments. You can also even get a 10% or a 5% down payment, but then that kicks in a PMI. But most mortgage companies, if you're going to get a conventional loan, you have to put 20% down. Along with that, another somewhat negative is you have to have a better than average credit score. I think it's like 620 points or above can you get a regular conventional loan. If you have less than a 620 on your credit, it's going to be very hard. In fact, it might be impossible to actually get a loan, a conventional loan, because that's usually the break off. Now, if you're above 620, you're probably going to do really well and be able to get this property with a conventional loan. Another negative is there are higher income qualifications. So basically, you need to make more money in order to be able to prove that you can pay back the loan. That's what the banks want. They want to make sure that you can pay back the loan. If you can't pay back the loan and you really, really need a loan in order to make a living or whatever it might be, banks don't lend. They only lend when they know that they can get their money back. So you have to have a higher than average income. And so you need to make more money in order to get that money. And also another negative is the debt to income ratio is lower. What debt to income ratio basically is, you boil everything down, it's all of your debts that you pay every single month and how much income that you make every single month. So if you make $4,000 a month in income, your debt needs to be at least 50% of that or less. So you need to have less than $2,000 in debts in order to get this loan. That's the way conventional loans work, is they need a lower debt to income ratio. So let's say you have $4,000 coming in to your pocket every single month, but you have $2,500 in debts, in credit card debts, mortgages, or rent, or whatever it might be. They're going to look at that and say, oh, you don't fit the criteria. We need you to have less because we need to make sure that you can pay off the loan. Now, as you are thinking about investing in real estate, conventional loans are phenomenal ways to make sure you have steady income. Now, remember, I make $250 a month in passive income. I have 30 plus properties. Those are fantastic. I make a minimum of $250 every single month. But the great thing is, because it is a fixed rate loan and a fixed term, and my payments are fixed, I know what my expenses are. I can account for those to a T for the rest of the balance of the loan. I am not going to have to worry about the mortgage payments going up and then eating into my passive income. See, that's how I feed my family. That's how we have a roof over our heads. That's how we have food. That's how we can, do the fun things that we want, is because of the passive income. I need to make sure that that passive income will come in no matter what. And having that fixed rate loan, a conventional loan, is a fantastic way to buy the next property, to actually get that passive income and have that fixed rate coming in. All right, you guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for watching this. Watch this video right here. Also, check out where I actually combine both the conventional and FHA loan and see which one's better for you. Watch that right here. All right, see you guys.